and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. My name is Lindsay Milner and I'm a training and development consultant, and I have read many books while I've been working in this field. And a lot of those books are about personal development, and obviously with a close relationship to training and development, business development, books on thinking and books on effective management. And I thought it might be interesting to share some of the things that I've learned from those books with you. This week's book is called Start Now, Get Perfect Later, and it is by Rob Moore. It's a timely book. I'm making this recording in that little period between Christmas and New Year. So I hope you've had a fabulous Christmas, and maybe you're starting to think now about your New Year's resolutions. I love this time of year. I always feel like January is, we've had a fab time over Christmas, but January is a time for fresh starts, setting new goals, thinking about new things that we want to achieve. And this book, Start Now, Get Perfect Later, is a really good one for taking a look at this time of year. It's aimed mainly at people who are wanting to start their own business, but I don't think that means it's not helpful or relevant for the rest of us. It's got a lot of stuff in there. It's a book about procrastination, essentially. The title sort of takes you under the radar a little bit. You don't realise that that's what it's saying. But essentially, that's what it is. It's a book about how to deal with procrastination. And there are two things in this book that I really loved, and that actually were a little bit of a light bulb moment for me. So the first one is, he says, stop describing yourself as a procrastinator. Everybody procrastinates over some things, maybe some people more than others, more things than other people do, but everybody procrastinates at times. There are always things that we don't want to do, so we avoid doing them until we really have to. But obviously it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you describe yourself as a procrastinator, it's easy to fall into the trap of, I'm just going to procrastinate and not get anything done. So I thought that was actually really helpful as someone who has described herself as a procrastinator. I've probably done it in some of these videos. But so that was useful realisation, was stop using that kind of language about myself, about yourself, because then that sort of frees you up to actually behave in a different way. It frees you up to start now and to get it perfect later. The other thing that was a bit of a revelation for me was he talks about decisions, and when you're making a decision, whether it's a big decision or a small decision, stop viewing decisions as permanent, because sometimes that does paralyse us into not taking action, which of course is a decision anyway, but it's a decision to not do anything and not change anything, and that might not really be the decision that you actually want to implement. But most decisions, and certainly if it's things like taking a new job or taking some different action within your work or going out and starting a business, most decisions are not permanent. He jokingly says that obviously if you're going to commit murder, then that is quite permanent for some people. So don't do that. I think actually he says don't do that, as if we need telling, most of us. But yeah, even if you leave a job, it's not a permanent state of affairs. If you leave one job, there are other jobs out there. There are other things that you can do. You can even get back into the same field if that's what you really want to do. The book itself, I tried to read it on the first reading at one go, and it did get a little bit repetitive. It's in very small bite-sized chunks. You can see and even some of the chapters are only like a couple of pages long. It's very bite-sized, which sometimes makes for not terribly easy to sit down and read through at one go, because it does get very bitty. It's a lot of information. There's no narrative to engage you and hook you in. But when I came back and picked it up again later, again, I actually kind of identified with a lot of the wisdom that's in there. So I do think it's a really good book. I do think it's kind of a reference book. It's a way to live your life. And if you feel that you're procrastinating, you know, maybe pick it up and have a quick flick through and see if there are a couple of things there that help to get you moving again. So it's an absolutely brilliant book in terms of its wisdom. It's a great book in terms of being a reference for you, something to fall back on, something to go back and look at when you need that little bit of helping hand to get over your procrastination. So I recommend this one at New Year's resolutions time, and yeah, let me know what you think of it. Have you read it? Did you like it? Do you agree with my summary? If you've not read it, are you now thinking that you might go out and pick up a copy and give it a go? I look forward to hearing from you and seeing your comments. If you want more reviews of books like these, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, bye.